Hi, Sherls here. Thank you for stopping by and welcome or welcome back. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. It's almost the end of the year and by now I believe some of us have an old calendar laying around. So I thought I should share my process turning this old calendar into envelopes. It's an easy and straightforward process. It's also making the most of old calendar to make as many envelopes as possible. The most size I can get from this old calendar and still meet the US Postal requirements is 6 by 9. I also like to keep the focal point as the center of my envelope, just like I have this one. So first I will measure where I should score it to make my image as the center of my envelope. So this calendar is around 11 inches, almost to 11 inches, and it's 8.5. So I want it to be in the center. It's kind of like 9 inches. I will have like 1 inches on both sides. So if I score 1 inches and another, it's perfect. And on the other side, it's kind of center, so just totally easy. So usually I'll just do this really quickly because most of the calendar focal point is already in the center of the calendar, but sometimes they are slightly off, like this Black Panther is slightly on the top, so I have to think a little bit, but most of the time I don't have to. And this one, this 8.5, so I want 6 inches. Let's see, it's kind of like slightly on the top here, so I want the other side to be like, let's see, 3.25 and 6.75. So even if it is not perfectly in the center, I am totally fine with that. And then I'm just going to cut off this corner. I'm not sure about the other country, but in the US, the letter must meet certain requirements. Otherwise, you have to put another stamp because it is not machinable. And one of the requirements is for the aspect ratio of the letter must be between 1.3 and 2.5. The aspect ratio is the length divided by the width. I could have made my own DIY size envelope and still meet the requirement, but I found that sometimes our letter is sorted manually by the USPS employee and they don't really measure your aspect ratio. I had my DIY letter returned because they said it doesn't meet the aspect ratio and thus it is not machinable. But it is. So to avoid this annoyance, I decided I will just stick to the standard, which in the US the biggest letter we can send is 6 by 9. So I'm just using my double-sided tape to glue this flap into these two flaps here. It is by no means a complete envelope yet, because as you can see, I still have a white gap here which I still need to complete. Yep. And that's where this half-size calendar comes into play. And this is a 2024 calendar, by the way. And I'm fine because I have lots of 2024 calendar thanks to my neighbor. I like to make sure that both sides face the correct direction. Just going to use my double-sided tape again. So my neighbor, the husband likes to donate to charities, and by the end of the year they got a lot of calendars. And this year alone she gave me like, I think five 2024 calendars, and I don't need all of them. I just need one to hang on the wall, and then I can turn the rest into envelopes or keeping some pretty ones into like to use for my junk journal project. Yeah, I cannot talk while crafting, so I'm so sorry about that I keep like mumbling and fumbling. I'm just going to peel one side and peel slightly on the other side, because this will give me an easy access to like adjust the position of this piece here. I like to keep it centered, but I don't have to. Just do something like this, and I finished. So this envelope is ready. The edge here is ugly, but that's fine, because once I put my whatever I want to send here, I'll just close it and it will look pretty, and you can just decide which side you want to put your address and and stamp and whatever. So I have my 2024 calendar, some of them here, and let's see this one. This one is from my neighbor and it's so pretty. I'm going to keep this for my project for sure. And I still have this that I can turn into envelopes. And as you can see here, not all calendar are the same size. Let's see, I have like smaller size here, which, no, this one are some same size. Like, okay, this one is smaller size, so you cannot really use one size for all. Kind of have like to think a light tiny bit maybe if you care about the position. If don't, is just go what makes you happy. So it's 9, so it's like 1 inches on both sides, fine. 1, and then by plus 9, 10 inches. This somehow this is not straight. Then half. Oh, it's mostly here. I think I will have to cut this. I forget what's the English for this. Indonesian is harimau, the harimau head. I'm so sorry, I will have to cut your head a little bit. That is 6 and 6/4, and this. So, and this one as well. Well, it's okay. That's why I told you, like, sometimes it doesn't really matter if it is not the way it turns out, because in the end of the day we just use this as a calendar, as an envelope, not a calendar. Trim this off and fold it in. So when you use a scoring board, one side will have a valley, is bump, and the other is like going at like a word, not a valley. One side is a mountain and one side is a valley. It's like a dip here and a bump. And I like to fold along the valley. So it's like this and this and this way. And for this one, I will use this half piece calendar. You see, it's like from one calendar that I cut into this, like one calendar I cut into half, and then I'm just going to use it for this one. Let's see. Again, using my double-sided tape. So if you ask why most of my video doesn't really show my crafting process, this is the reason. I cannot really craft while talking or talk while crafting. So most of the time I will just do it like in section by section. I cannot just do like one long video like this without really like burn my brain. So like that's the way that I like to say it. And English is not my first language, so sometimes I'll just fumble and mumble and just forget what I want to say. I've been in the US for, let's see, 11 years now, but yeah, still not very comfortable talking in video in English, but I'm improving, I believe. And let me tell you, when I need to count something, I still count in my mother language. I can do counting to 10, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like that. Well, in English, but then after that, I'll just automatically switch to English. Not English, switch to my mother language. Anyways, there's another envelope done. And it's very fast, especially if my double-sided tape is terrible, but mine unfortunately is not. And let's see how many calendars I have here. Not any calendars, envelopes. Yep, I have a lot, and this will give me a lot of envelopes to send for Happy Mail, and I do not know what else. So I hope this gives you another idea to use your old calendar into a big envelope. I know you can turn this into a smaller envelope, but this is another idea. Anyways, thank you for watching and happy crafting. Bye!